it off, go to our equity office. Yeah, they're in Oahu. So we do actually have an office. Not big, I think there's like 10 agents there, but yeah, we're actually in Hawaii. Kind of fun. Start with sponsors this morning. Thank you for the nice, I see you guys eating lots of stuff, so nice treats and coffee and everything. Art, you want to come up real quick and just say hello and tell us again about the program that only we have here in Colorado. So it's pretty cool.
Thank you. I'm Pratt from American Home Shield, and I am the account executive for Colorado. One of our focuses as a company this past year, our American Home Shield and our parent company, was to add value for our plan holders and our clients. We know that not everybody has a claim, so they might not see the value of their home warranty. So with this new program that we're offering, like Todd mentioned, it's a concierge service with Porch Home Services we've partnered up with. This program will be available right now for you and your clients. Hey, Paul, can you go to the next slide?
I just say technical difficulty.
Oh, okay.
Your slide didn't make it.
That's all right. All right.
So sorry.
So it's a concierge service for your buyers, right? And there really is, and I put some pamphlets on the desk in front of you. If you could just look at the back really quick. Basically, you have to order one of our home warranty plans, which is mentioned on the back of the pamphlet. And with this, an order from you would trigger a concierge to contact your buyer, and they will reach out to them, answer any questions for them, and obviously show them more, all the services that are available. Now, with that, when they once you place the order, a concierge person will reach out to your client and again offer them what's available from Porch. What's great about this program is you really only have one step. You just have to put the order in the system, and then we do the rest. The concierge service does the rest. Some of the things that are offered for your clients is, number one, we're going to offer them a free rekeying program. So if anybody's ever rekeyed a home, it can cost several hundreds of dollars to rekey the home. So typically it's a $75 fee from us. We're going to give it free to your clients for no charge. That's one of the opportunities they're going to have. We also have an inspection report, a report that we're going to put together for your client. So let's say if you have, you're under contract, your buyer, and they get their inspection back, and they want to find out, okay, what's it going to cost for the repairs? What's it going to cost for any future repairs? Porch will put that together for them at no cost. Many excuse me. These are several of the different services that are available to your client. So if you go to the first page right there, when you open it up, you're going to see what's available to your clients there. The Home Assistant Gold membership, which is free. The Repair Estimate Report, which I what I just talked about. Also, if they're moving, the concierge from Home Services, they will go ahead and find moving companies for your client and send out the quotes for you, and also order the moving services for them. This typically is about a $500 value, and it's going to be free for your clients. And again, it really is simple. You just go to porch.com /VIP, and you can place the order. And then again, that's going to trigger the concierge to reach out to your clients. This program is going to be available for about 5 months now, at least. And we're very excited because, again, you're the only company in Colorado that's going to have access to this for your clients. I'm going to be in the back and to answer any questions that you have. And does anybody have any questions right now? Yes.
I see some reference here about undetectable pre-existing conditions, but is there anything that differentiates your company from others on pre-existing conditions?
Yeah, well, there are times when when you open up a home warranty, right, and there are things that might not be visible to an inspection. So if we go out and take a look at a furnace that's broken, right, and we find out that there's an existing condition that wasn't available, that you didn't see when the warranty was put in place, the inspector didn't see, we will cover for those because it was undetectable. We didn't know that it was there, okay, right, because you couldn't see it. So yeah, then we would consider that as far as the claim would be concerned, we would certainly look into that. And that happens quite often. It really does. That's a really good question. Then before I get off, a couple of the questions I've had from agents is, what makes us different than our competitors? And one of the things is we don't have caps on our payouts, which is huge. So if you have a client with old furnaces, AC units, or water heaters, we will spend as much as we have to do to fix it, or we'll replace it. I've been getting a lot more calls recently. Typically when people want to check in and ask me about our program, it's always about the prices when they do a price comparison. I've been receiving more and more calls about our caps, because what's happening is the agents with great intention are purchasing a home warranty for their client, not knowing that there's caps on the warranty they chose. Let's say their client has a furnace that needs a major overhaul or needs to be replaced, and they find out very quickly that their client is going to have to pay several thousands of dollars out of pocket. So even though the intention was there, they have a home warranty in place, they're not going to see the value of the home warranty, right? Because it's like, well, why am I paying all this money out of pocket? I thought that's what my home warranty is for. We also don't have an inspector that we use that can make a decision at the very end of the transaction that could hurt the transaction at the end, especially if it's a tough transaction. So I think that's very important. And also one last thing is, I've been doing this for several years now. I take a lot of pride in the level of service that I provide my clients. I know the pressures that you guys are under now from buyers and sellers and what the expectations are. So I know when you guys call me, I need to pick up the phone or I need to call you right back. Every call from an agent is very important, otherwise you wouldn't be calling me. So again, I will be in the back to answer any questions, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Before I have the next speaker come up, I'll have a slide. So you know how important it is for me to have qualified people come up here that we use, that we respect, that we have a part of our team. We have great warranties, and this is an amazing program that we're the only company in Colorado that has it. We have great title companies and lenders and people that I really feel confident in, such as Amir, who you'll get introduced here in a second. One thing I can't do, however, with all these great vendors is ensure that they're going to bring you awesome service. I think they're going to. They're people I really like, but I can't ensure it. Well, the second most important part of the home buying process, besides a realtor, is the loan, the mortgage company. I've owned this company for 10 years. We've done amazing things here in Colorado. 600 agents. I think it's a phenomenal company. I think we have amazing agents that provide superior service. You're still the only company, agents, that all use electronic lock boxes. The only one. I just previewed a house yesterday, $1.1 million, Remax, with a dial-up lock box. I'm like, are you kidding? These are $1 million homes. Not equity agents, we're above. So I'm really proud of you guys. I'm proud of this company. And I want to keep delivering great services to you guys. Well, the best way for me to do that is for me to open up a mortgage company. And that's what I have done.
Is that big news?
That is my big news.
Wow.
It's a long story how Amir and I met, how we got brought together. I'm not going to bore you today on that.
I will.
Amir will. But suffice it to say, I have been brought opportunities for the last 10 years with lenders and title companies to partner. And they want to partner. I don't want to partner with people. I want my own thing. I want to be able to help run it. Not the loans. I am not a loan officer. I will never be a loan officer. I'm not going to do the day-to-day. But I want to be a part of that. So when our agents are like, it sure would be nice if we had this type of communication. It sure would be nice if our clients had this. That you have a voice in the process. Now, I've also been very cognizant that I was at a blue company other than equity for a very, very long time. And it was my job to promote their lending company and it was the only lending company I could promote. That is not what I'm here to do. I want to be another resource. We want to be your other lender, someone else you know. And we'll tell you about benefits in the coming weeks and months. We're going to take our time at building this thing like we took our time at building equity. We have very big goals, but we're going to start right here, small, with an amazing person who is the president of our company, will be managing the company, but in the beginning, he will be our loan officer, and that was a must to me because the loan officer is the person on the front line who's communicating with our clients. And when you get to meet and know Amir, I think you're going to see that he's got some skill sets that maybe might be missing from our current loan officers that are out there. But again, we want to be in the game. We want to be a resource. I'm not going to only be promoting Own Home Loans, which is the name of the company, Own Home Loans, if you couldn't figure out the own. I still have great relationships with Dave Marcus and Rebecca, and I'm going to continue to allow them to come and talk to you guys and be in our classes because they're supportive of us for the last 10 years. So this is not an affiliated business where you must use them. We want to show you that we can do a great job for you and that you'll have a voice. Because if someone, another company that I recommend, doesn't do a great job, I can't do anything about it. You can't come, hey Todd, can you help me out? And that was a benefit at this other blue company. I had a bit of a voice. Well, I definitely have a voice in this one because this is our company. We built this from the ground up, and I say we, Amir, he is the brains behind this whole thing. So please welcome Amir Razi.
Thank you for the incredibly warm introduction, Todd, and good morning, everyone. So my wife this morning saved me from a huge embarrassment. We just had a baby about 2 weeks ago. Thank you. She's about 2 weeks old, healthy, everything's good. And I was on my way to the meeting, and I was feeding her and burping her and handing her off to my wife. Hugs, kisses, all of that good stuff, and opening the garage door to get in my car, and I hear my wife shriek behind me, wait, don't go, and she's got her hands full of 2 kids, because we have a 5-year-old son as well. And she stopped me and asked me to look at the back of my jacket, so I took off my jacket, and I had a small river of baby milk running down the back, and luckily, it didn't hit my pants, but it was close. So I'm very happy to be here in clean clothes, greeting you all. And it would have been interesting to see who would have pointed that out to me, since I only know a few of you in here. But anyway, so who am I? Why am I here? Why are we doing this? Did Todd fall off his bike without a helmet? What's going on? I know going forward we're going to answer a lot of those questions in more detail, but I just want to give you a quick introduction to who I am in a very short period of time, and you guys are of course welcome to grab me afterwards or any time and ask more. But I grew up here in Colorado, graduated from the School of Mines with an engineering degree, which obviously I'm not using, and that's okay. After graduation, I worked for a couple tech companies that were very successful at going bankrupt. And they kind of put me at a crossroads in my career of what I wanted to do. And it was that time where a good friend of mine kind of pounced and talked me into going into the mortgage business. This was about 2002. And he drugged me out to Oklahoma City, which is, and if anyone's from Oklahoma, don't take this the wrong way, but it's not a place I ever pictured moving to, but I did. So I moved to Oklahoma City in 2002, and from there, my mortgage career kind of took off in a multitude of different directions. I won't bore you guys with all the details, but I've basically been involved with a variety of roles. I've started, built, rebuilt about a dozen different mortgage operations. I've done consulting work, I've done it all. Everything from small mom and pop broker shops to large retail call centers with hundreds of loan officers doing a few $100 million in volume every month. So I've done a lot of different things, everything in between as well. Within that experience, I've done a lot in the in-house lending niche, so to speak. And in-house lending is essentially when a mortgage company partners in some fashion with a real estate brokerage. And there's a lot of different flavors to that. There's a lot of shapes and sizes to how that can work. But it all falls under that Section 8 of RESPA, which we of course are going to be following very closely. And I think me being kind of a compliance nerd is one of the reasons I've lasted so long in this business. And when Todd and I were discussing how to put this together, his biggest concern really was that this would be a benefit to you guys and not a hindrance. And that is a huge part of our philosophy building this company. We really want to be a benefit. We don't want to hinder you, we don't want to bother you. We obviously are going to be promoting the business, but we really just want to be another tool, another resource in your toolbox. So I'm gonna share a lot of stuff in the coming weeks and months. We have a lot of exciting things we can do as an in-house lender. I want you guys to know that you don't have to send us loans to get a benefit from us. You can reach out to me if you have a weird situation happening, somebody's telling you something that doesn't make sense. You know, any of those things are added benefits that we want to give to you. And there's no expectation that goes along with that. So that's really all I have. I just want to introduce myself very quickly. I hope we get to meet each other at some point. And my contact information is here. Feel free to reach out to me. You can text me, call me, email, whatever. But I look forward to meeting you guys, and I hope we have a great meeting tonight.
Before you wrap up,
Yes.
can you let them know how we book the high-tech, high-touch?
Okay, yes. So Own is, as you can tell by the name, is about owning. We're really heavily focused on helping people purchase. That's something I enjoy a lot. I've done refinances. Technically, we can do refinances, but that's not what our company is really about. And when it comes to a purchase, when it comes to the largest debt somebody is going to obtain, such an important purchase, it's really important for them to have an incredible level of service. And I've worked for some startup companies, some fintech mortgage companies. Fintech is just financial technology. You guys have probably seen them on the news, scrolling through Instagram, YouTube, whatever, based on your search history, but they kind of give like a sterile service. It's all about talking to the machine, going through your phone. Maybe you can get somebody on the phone who's in a call center, whatever. And we are really trying to bridge the neighborhood, community, local service that people can get with the high-tech world. I do have a technology background, so Own is about bridging those two things together. I was with a friend whose son was going to get a insurance policy. It was very complicated. He had a couple cars, he had a couple houses. He's 29, so millennial, somebody who's always on their phone. He's like, what do I do? I can't get this online. So we told him to go sit down with an insurance agent, which he did. And he came back and he said, why doesn't everybody do this? And that, to me, sends a strong message, which is that that face-to-face local interaction always will have a place. You can never substitute for a human being. That being said, there is a place for technology, and some people, no matter what, want to use it. So we want to provide all of those options. And I think that's about all I can say for that. But we will elaborate more and share more about what we do. So,
Thanks,
yeah,
Amir.
thank you guys.
So that is my big news. And I honestly, this has taken me 10 years to get to this point. It has not been something that I thought about overnight. It's been 10 years in the making of what would it look like, who would I ever do this with, and what in the end is the benefit to my company, period. And that's you guys. If there's not a benefit to you guys, then there's no purpose in doing this. It doesn't fit with my philosophy of what we have done for 10 years. And we will demonstrate our benefit over time, and you'll get to know more about who we are and who Amir is and why he is the perfect person for me to partner with on doing this. So please thank both of our sponsors again. So we've got a couple of gals from the Tennyson Center here. We are going to be donating our Christmas gifts packages this year to the Tennyson Center, and Denise brought them to us. Dixon, where are you, Denise? Oh, there you are. Denise, wave to everybody. Brought them. They're going to do a little promo and let us know what is the Tennyson Center, why are they important to our community, and why is it important for us to help support them. So, who's who?
I'm going to speak first. Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Snyder, and I am the Director of Development at Tennyson Center for Children. I'm not sure if you guys know about us. We've been here in Colorado for 115 years. And this morning I woke up and I decided to make it, wanted to relate us together. You all work with your clients to find them a safe, loving home. We work with children to find them a safe, loving place. So I want you to think about that, and I want to thank you in advance for helping us with our children. So, do you want to introduce? So I have slides. I'm going to try to talk not from my slides and give you some ideas, but really we did start in 1904. We started in Loveland, Colorado, with the Warrens, with John and Mary, and they felt like we needed to have a Colorado Christian home for our children. But what ended up happening is that they realized that there was more need in Denver than there was in Loveland for orphans. And so in 1910, we moved to Tennyson Street and 29. So we're in the Highlands. So imagine, actually I saw an equity sign on a house on Sheridan. Is someone here in the room, are they representing that house? Are they selling that house? Well, it's right in our neighborhood. It's a couple streets away. And originally in 1910, we were like the only, there was farms. It wasn't the Highlands that we know today. And it has changed a huge amount. And so, starting from 1905, we have really tried to be the Rocky Mountain region's leading treating center for children. And unfortunately, there are children in the world that have been neglected, they have been abused, and are going through trauma. And that is what we are here to do. We're here to support them, to give them skills so that they understand that they are cared for, that they're accepted, and also so that when they go off track, just like any of us, they have a place that, or they have tools to get back on track. So our newest focus, and we're always like a growth mindset sort of organization. So we are going to always be trying to go and evolve and to make things better. But our new focus is on prevention and community-based services. And why do we exist? We exist because we want to change lives and we want to give hope, right? There's many families in all of our communities, in the homes, in the areas that you're selling people homes, that you don't realize it, but their family is off track in some way. And so we are offering help to over 250 children and families all throughout Colorado, mostly down the I-25 corridor. So we are providing child-centered, customized approach to heal the children. So it's wonderful. It's one-on-one. They come to our center and they get, sometimes it's like they'll have an individual counselor that's right next to them the whole day. And that's what they need. Some days they need some little space, so they'll go on run. And so they have a counselor who's helping them when they're on a run. So we are a place that is helping children who unfortunately have some issues. So there's, I call it 3 buckets. We have 3 different programs that you will be helping us support. We have a residential program. There are cottages that are on our property where children can actually stay 24 hours out of the day. They're usually with us for at least 3 months to maybe a year, and they are basically modern day orphans. The guardianship of their parents has been taken away or been given to Tennyson at this point, and the children need a place to sleep and to be safe. And so we are also teaching them in our residential programs life skills. They sit down and they have a communal dinner with their cottages. They learn how to, once a week they have dinner with our CEO. He goes into the cottages and he helps them prepare a spaghetti dinner. And we all take that for granted. That's how we all grew up. But for them to have an adult come into their home and to help them learn how to cook a meal is absolutely a blessing, and it's wonderful. So I just wanted to let you know that some of the activities that we do in these cottages. We also have a day treatment program. This is a school. This is an accredited school environment. The school system says that they're there for all students, but if you have a child who has behavioral issues, it's very difficult for most public school systems to have the resources to help those children. And so those children, they get in trouble, and they are not able to remain in their class. And so we get referrals. And just like you get referrals. But unfortunately, our referrals are like 4 a day for 4 different kids every day of the week. So there are a lot of children in our public school systems that actually need our help and need to be in a school where they get a 1-to-4 ratio. Most of the time it's actually a 1-to-3. So once again, in a classroom, you'll have a teacher who's actually teaching them. This is another kind of fact about our children. They're about 3 to 4 grade levels behind where they should be. And we serve kids from 5 to 18. So our sweet spot is kind of children between 7 and 10. And so you'll see them, but they'll be behind 3 to 4 grades. So, and they're all on different plans. And that's part of the advantage of being at a Tennyson Center for Children, is that we actually are creating plans for them so that they can achieve and so that they can be part of our community. We have our community-based services. The community-based services is where we're kind of going. This is our strategic plan for the next 5 years. And what we're doing is, let's say you have a family in your neighborhood and something's off track, and they are still going to the public school or to a private school or wherever they're going, but they need some help. So they get referred by a doctor or a school to us, and we actually send counselors to their home, and they'll get in-home therapy. Now, all of us, if you have any children, there could be wonderful moments where it would be nice to have somebody with an unbiased opinion come into your home, observe, help you. And that's what we're doing, is that is our model that we want to go forward with, and we want to be able to be, to be there to help the families so that the children can stay in their families. That's another thing I'm not sure if you know, but it's actually better for children to stay in an unhealthy situation than to be removed. The trauma of being removed from a household is absolutely terrible. The next thing I'm going to share with you is that we do have an event that you are more than welcome to participate with us. We have November and December is our Operation Santa, and that is what Lizzie's going to share with you. On December 10th is Colorado Gives Day. I'm sure you all are aware of Colorado Gives Day. You can easily go and give us a donation online. Pre-registration is open for all Colorado Gives Day organizations. On December 18th, we're actually going to do our Santa shop. And for instance, Denise, I'm sorry to point you out, but she's going to come and volunteer. So if you guys would like to come and volunteer, we would love to have you. And that's something that you'll set up with Lizzie. And then on April 25th, I know it seems a far way from here, but we're due our Mile High Q and Brew. So it's a barbecue, it's beer, and it's a national known country star that comes and performs for you. And with all of that history, sorry I was kind of brief, but I love what I'm doing. I want to introduce Lizzie, and Lizzie is actually in charge of our Operation Santa.
Thank you. Hey team. First off, thank you, Stacy, so much for having us. It's so meaningful. And actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but today is World Kindness Day. So, I mean, how fitting. The timing is absolutely perfect. So, Operation Santa is our annual holiday gift-giving program. Our community has supported Tennyson since 1904, since we were founded then. And it's a really big deal. So 60 partners last year, business partners, more than $75,000 in kind. This year, our big goal is $100,000, and with support from awesome businesses like Equity Colorado, we know we can do it. So Operation Santa is absolutely so important to the kids we serve and to their families. Many of our kids and families do not have the means to celebrate Christmas. They simply do not. One kid who I learned about last year, she lit up when she had the chance to take home a brand new bike. And it was so cute. She actually was like, all right, I'm gonna actually share this with my sister, which just made me so happy. Another family just broke down in tears because they just were so moved by the generosity of donors statewide towards families like them. So, I mean, this is a really, really big deal, and we're so, so grateful that you all are coming on board. And actually, this is kind of an official launch for us, so thank you. So there are many ways to participate in Operation Santa. You guys are going to be doing a gift drive. And then there's also on our website more information about Amazon wish lists, where you can get a whole bunch of items for our classrooms and for our cottages that really help enhance our programming. So how will the gifts be used? Your donations are going to be used at an event called Santa's Shop, which is on December 17th, excuse me, 18th, sorry. And so it's a really magical day. The Tennyson kids and families get to come through our gym and they get to shop for each other. So it's that really magical feeling, and they're empowered to make decisions about what's the right gift to give their loved ones. And so it's just a really, really fun day and very, very meaningful. Next slide, please. So, what types of gifts do we need? So, you guys are going to put out a gift drive box, and not only do we need gifts for teenagers and kids, we actually really need gifts for parents, for caregivers, for folks that are doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So, you know, we really feel that in addition to kids, the people doing all, you know, the work, the love, they deserve love and recognition too. So gifts for adults, we're looking for just a couple examples, household items. So picture frames, candles, throw blankets, coffee mugs. For women, we're looking for gift sets, scarves, jewelry. These are just some ideas. For men, sports memorabilia, cologne, wallets, hats. So I'm sure you all know teenagers can be kind of challenging to shop for. So electronics are very popular with them. So speakers, headphones, gift cards, and gift cards are great because that gives them experience in the community. So they can go to the gym, not the gym. They can go to the zoo. Well, hopefully they go to the gym too. But the zoo and movies, Target gift cards are great too. And then the usual suspects for gifts for the kids and the infants. So toys, games, sports equipment, arts and crafts. Just a couple gift guidelines. We're asking that all items are new, and they're generally in the $20 to $60 range. Gifts should definitely come in unwrapped, and we actually could use some rolls of wrapping paper because the kids actually get to wrap the gifts after they choose them for their families. No Nerf guns or tools, please. And yes, by all means, volunteers throughout the year are welcome. And there's more information on our website at tennysonCenter.org/Operation Santa. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions. My contact information is on the slide. And really, thank you, Equity Colorado, for making dreams come true.
We gotta move. We got like a really special guest here.
So just one thing on the gifts, we're going to set up the donation box in the office like we have every year. Feel free to bring by your gifts. Also, you can bring them to the Christmas party, which Todd is going to talk about here shortly. But if you're coming in and out of the office for classes, go ahead and bring those gifts with you. So, just so you know how to get them to us.
If you're new to the company or a guest, please stand up where you're at, speak loudly, and introduce yourself, and Paul will hand deliver an e-pen to you. We'll start up here on the far right, sir.
My name is Fletcher McDonald. I'm with the company transfer from Equity Colorado Cryptos. I'm with Kathy and Steve, and happy to be here.
Glad you're here, Fletcher. Steve's in Wisconsin.
My name is Maria Miller, and I'm like your northern girl. I live in Gun Barrel, and yes, and I'm making my way like towards Denver, and I was just really impressed with Todd and safety and equity, and so I'm a couple years into real estate and moving to equity.
Hey, my name is Michelle. I'm coming from Keller Williams, you can see. I was actually referred to you guys by Brooke. I don't know if she's here today, but she's awesome. I know she's been here for like 10 years, but yeah, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm excited to see what equity is all about.
Welcome. Glad you're here.
My name is Janet Romero. I'm a guest. I will be moving over here shortly. I'm a photomaker as well.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So we'll do awards another time because that takes a bit. I'll make sure you guys get your award so that you can post it on Facebook. I want to get to Steve, who's all the way here from Tampa, Florida. He's the #1 trainer in the country, in the world, for social media. One big push, though, our holiday celebration is on December 13th. This will, I don't want to say sell out, because you're not buying these, but it will fill up. So you need to call in, text in, email us, and reserve your tickets. So we are getting the whole theater for Jumanji that is being released that day, actually.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's the first, yeah, we're the premiere for it. So your family, meaning your immediate family, kids, young kids, your spouse, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, trying to keep it as many of our agents coming, so prefer not moms and dads and aunts and uncles and best friends, because I know people are excited to see the movie, and we've had some people say, hey, can I bring like my clients? And we're trying to keep this equity family and your close-knit family. So again, please reserve these as soon as possible, because we have about, what, 186?
We have 185 seats, and we've already sold a quarter of them out. You guys have reserved a quarter of them already. So go ahead and get those RSVPs in as soon as possible. It's going to be an awesome evening. Doors open at 6:30. Seats are first come, first served, so show up, grab your seats. There will be concessions, and the movie starts at 7, and we're excited to see you, your spouses, and your kids.
So yeah, movies included. Own Home Loans will be providing some snacks for everybody, so you all get a little gift card. Thank you, Amir. So with no further ado, Steve Black, the #1 social media sales trainer in the country, 25 years in the business. Worked back with Tommy Hopkins, Brian Tracy, probably know Rick DeLuca and everybody else, but thanks for being here.
Thank you, thank you. I see some of you are holding your applause to make sure you like what you get. Maybe a good strategy. Couple bits of housekeeping. If you don't have 2 white pieces of paper that say 5 things you must master and 59 minutes to terrific, please raise your hand, and we'll have somebody go around and hand these out. Actually, if you could hand these out to those folks, I would appreciate it. And then we also have a color sheet that they may need, and we'll get those out next. What I'd like you to do while he's doing that, everybody stand up. You've been sitting a minute. Everybody stand up. Stretch out. Everybody put your hands up as high as they'll go in the air.
Oh, this is great photo.
All right, go an extra ½ inch. I'd rather you reach for the stars and grab the moon than reach for the moon and grab a rock. All right, put your hands down. And that's going to be our theme today. What are the little things that you could do to sell an extra house every month? And Sometimes it's just you remember people's names, you looked them up on Facebook, you realize you knew some of the same people. Because this is a game of inches, wouldn't you agree? How much do you get paid if you almost sell a house? Almost a commission. And that's why some people in this business, 5 years in the business are making $500,000 in Denver, and other people are struggling to make $50,000. I'm going to show you the secret to the $500,000 earners today. If you're excited, make some noise. Continue to stand. I want to do a quick affirmation, and then we're going to get rocking and rolling. Everybody say, I'm awake. I'm awake. Come on, like you mean it. Like you're happy to be alive. Everybody say, I'm awake. I'm awake. With a smile on your face, say, I'm alive. I'm alive. And say, I feel great. I feel great. Now turn to the person next to you and tell them they look terrific. All right, everybody have a seat. We're trying to do a set. Everybody, act like you're having fun. We're doing a self-care. This way, there you go. No audience in the back.
So we're gonna get a selfie with you guys in the background.
All right.
Who's
All right.
that color?
All right, everybody, let's jump into this. Go to the sheet that says 5 things you must master. And my name's Steve Black, if you don't know. I live in Tampa, Florida. Have you ever been to Tampa?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Gulf Coast of Florida? Yeah. You should definitely go to the Gulf Coast of Florida. It's the best coast of Florida. Best seafood, best water, best sandbars. Anywhere from St. Pete Beach down to Naples is absolutely perfect, November to April. In the summertime, I usually go on tour. And this is my first time up in the Front Range in 8 years. And the response has been overwhelming. I actually did one of these Success Summit seminars on October 17th, and it was sold out, 5-star reviews. People are using the strategies right now to get deals. And it's going to be back here on December 12th. Let me play just a little intro, and then we'll get officially started.
Hi, this is Steve Black, and I just wanted to share with you a little bit about myself and a little bit about the Success Summit Seminar. What I found is that the 20-80 rule is applicable across all industries, where 20% of the people are making 80% of the money, and it usually came down to people doing things a certain way. They were well organized, they had time management systems in place, they had resources that they could tap into that other people didn't know about. Now, the most popular topic we talk about is social media, because anybody over 35 years of age didn't grow up with it, and they have a question of what do I do to amplify my results and build my brand and expand my network.
I think some of the things that we as business people get from Steve Black and his summits is social media, things that are happening in the marketing and sales world, and also contacting people, prospecting. So I'd say just getting here for the social media information is more valuable than you can imagine.
This is the best event to come to, whatever kind of business you're wanting to build, to have the cutting edge social media skills, to be the best in your market, and to really put yourself in the power seat of that vehicle.
All right, so that's the Success Summit seminar, and if you haven't already registered for it, it's going to be December 12th. We only have about 34 tickets left for that event, so I don't have enough for everybody, but people that make a decision today will save some money on that. I'll tell you about that around 11:30. But what I'd like you to do right now is go to the worksheet that says 1 through 5 on it. And I already gave you your first lesson. That was my Facebook business page. What's one thing you notice about that business page that your business page may not have? A video. Who has a video cover up on their business page? Super simple to do, and if you have, and I can show you where you can get it done, a professional one that will look better than 99% of the people in town. It'll be less than 40 bucks. Your business page is your new web page. Some of you spend thousands of dollars getting your web page up and running, but guess what? If nobody goes there, you don't have traffic, it doesn't do you any good. It is very easy to get people to your Facebook business page. I'm going to show you some strategies today. I only have 45 minutes with you, and that's why I'm flying back in from Florida to be with you guys on December 12th. But what I'd like you to do, your second lesson is know your social media handles. So write mine down above where it says businesssuccesstraining.com. Write down at Steve Black Speaker. At Steve Black Speaker. So if you wanted to find me on Facebook, you would type in Steve Black Speaker. If you wanted to find me on Instagram, you would find me at Steve Black Speaker. Who here knows their social media handle? 2 of you? I'm going to tell you something. If your goal with social media is to get connected with your sphere of influence, past customers, and prospects, and if you can't easily direct people there, you're not going to be successful. So figure it out. And if your handle is Hot Mama 69, we need to have a conversation. I see a lot of unprofessional branding out there because, you know, people set up their profiles before they got into real estate. Well, in real estate, write this down at the top of your sheet. Everything counts. Everything counts. Anybody ever done a deal with somebody that had an AOL email address and you're like, really?
Really?
Right? It makes you think, is this person even full-time? Are they professional? So there's all these little things. Who owns their name as a .com? Terrific. And if you don't, make an action item, invest in your name as a .com. I live in Florida. Our governor before the last presidential election race was Jeb Bush from the Bush clan. He was expected to be the Republican nominee. They launched his campaign with $80 million. Their marketing director neglected to invest $12 to buy JebBush.com. A Trump supporter bought it and redirected it to his website. Everything counts. And there's nothing stopping me from buying your name and redirecting that search to my website. It's unethical, but it could happen. So there's all these little things you need to be hyper aware of if you're going to be super successful. And as we head into the new decade, who's excited about the new decade? Make some noise. Yeah. Who wants it to be their best decade ever? Yeah. It better be. We don't have that many decades left.
Tell me about it.
But my program, this event, the growth of equity, it's all at the perfect time. You're in the right place at the right time with the right company. Todd and I have been chatting about his growth and his vision for where we all go, and I'm going to tell you, you're in the right house. Tell a friend. Bring them over to the company, grow this company. And people make their decision to switch companies between now and January 15th, so now's the time. All right, so let's jump into this. I'd like everybody to set up a 12-month goal for themselves. Imagine that you're doing everything right, you're as motivated as the first day when you got your license, you're following up, you're connecting with people on social media, you're talking to 5 homeowners a day about real estate. If you do that just 4 days a week, you do a deal a week. Our math shows 19 conversations with homeowners equals 1 transaction. So there's a 4-day-a-week plan, 1 hour a day. Do a deal a week. Who'd like to do a deal a week? Come on, raise your hand. You make a lot of money. If you're the person that says, I don't want to be that busy, what you do is you have the conversations and you find an agent that wants to show property that isn't good at marketing, and you sit with your grandkids and have a good time. Run your business like a business. I've extended the careers of thousands of real estate agents that were thinking of retiring. I say, don't retire. You've got gold under your feet. Just learn my strategies to keep relationships going and then figure out the operations part. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. All right, so put down a 12-month goal, either November 12th of this year to November 12th of next year, or a 2020 goal. Don't put as your goal, I hope I'm still in the business a year from now. Put down what you'd like to achieve. Put down a 5-year goal. Cumulatively, how much commissions would you like to generate in the next 5 years? And I know that's a hard one. You don't even know what you're going to have for dinner, and I'm like, how much money are you going to make in the next 5 years? But if you're a $200,000 a year person, you've got $1 million at risk. If you're a $300,000 per year person, you know, we're talking $1.5 million. If you're a part-timer making $75 to $100, and that's not hard to do in Denver where the houses sell for $500,000. You know, you have a goal making $500,000 over the next 5 years. But put down if the stars aligned, what would success look like for you? Who's in it to win it? Say yes. Yes. All right. And put down 2 90-day goals. First 90-day goal I'd like. How many listings are you going to get in the next 3 months? 2 a month would be 6. 3 a month would be 9. My goal for you, a listing a week would be 12. And I know some of you are saying, but Steve, it's the holidays. If you think the holidays is slow or you think it's going to be busy, either way, you're right. I'm in from Florida. I went to dinner with a friend of mine from Florida that moved here, and he's in Cherry Creek. It's one of those new construction geothermal houses. So how much is this thing worth? He goes like, about $1.6 million, $1.8 million. Anyways, I met his neighbor. He brought him over. We had dinner. They're building a $10 million house in Carbondale. I said, what are you going to do with your house? They, we just listed it. I said, who do you list it with? They said, we're using a list by yourself service. I looked at him, I go, are you crazy? He goes, it worked for my son. I go, where's your son live? He goes, LA. I go, how much is his place? It was a $400,000 condo. I said, this is a different market. I go, you need to find a great agent, pay him 7%. But that's an example of what's out there right now if you have the motivation to go after it. Does that make sense to you? But you gotta know what to say. I can teach you that. Put down another 90-day goal. Come Valentine's Day, 90 days from now, how much will you have under contract? If you sold 2 $400,000 condos a month over this slower period, that's $2.4 million. Put down what's your goal over the next 90 days. And when you write this down, you own it. It is a contract with you and God that this is what you want to achieve. You have programmed your subconscious mind for success. And you get 30 days into it, you're not a third of the way there, something's going to kick in. Who has written goals? Can I see a raise of hands? About 20% of you. Who's ever heard of the 20-80 rule of success? 20% of the people in this business make 80% of the money. And I think that one's a lie, because I saw the stats the other day in Denver, 11% of the people are making 90% of the money. All you got to do to be one of those people is do what they do. And I'm teaching you that today. People pay me $30,000 a year to coach them. I don't have room in that program. In lieu of that, I do the one-day seminar where for a fraction of that you can learn the secrets. But either way, another secret, put your goals in writing. Who set a goal to do better? Come on, raise your hands. Who wants to do better? I want 100% participation. There's only 3 choices. Who wants to do better? Not just money-wise, life-wise. All right? Relationship-wise, being closer to God-wise. I lost 45 pounds, you know? That was a decision. Who wants to do about the same? Okay? Who wants to do worse? Who's not going to answer any of my questions? All right, who wants to do better? Can I see a raise of hands? Awesome. Put your hands like this. If you put the left thumb over the right thumb, please stand up. Left thumb over the right thumb, please stand up. There's only 2 choices here. What's your name? Rosia. Congratulations. Our research shows left over right more intelligent. Person. Congratulations. All right, have a seat. Look at them gloating. Todd's in the back. Oh, I knew it. All right, if you put the right thumb over the left thumb, please stand up. Right over left. I always lose a few. Gray jacket there. What's your name?
Marcel.
Marcel, congratulations. Our research shows right over left, higher sex drive. An average person. She says, I knew that. All right, everybody put your hands back together. Flip your thumbs around. How's that feel? Weird? Awkward? Strange? Anytime you do anything different in life, it's going to feel awkward. Anybody ever listen to Tony Robbins? I've been to Tony Robbins events 18 different times. At the core of it is pain and pleasure. Break your old habits, create new habits. Most people don't create new habits until they get fired. Some people do it because they want to, buy a vacation house in Hawaii. Most of us live between the 2 extremes. You're leaving. That's going to cost you $250,000. Leave me your card so I know who left. I will post it on Facebook. All right, so let's jump into this. And I do that to illustrate 2 things. You're creatures of habit, and to do things different are going to be awkward. You go to do like a Facebook Live video for the first time, it's going to feel awkward. But you start doing this every week, reaching the community with a valuable message, leaving these breadcrumbs of credibility. And then when I'm sitting there with my fiance and I'm saying, honey, let's just sell our house to Zillow so we don't have to deal with showing it, she says, what's your name?
Nancy.
Why don't we at least have Nancy come over and give us her opinion? I keep seeing her video. She really knows the market. And guess what? Nancy steals Zillow's business instead of Zillow stealing yours. Is that a better way to play the game? And here's the script. You say that's one way to do it, but here's how it works. They're going to offer you 82% of equity. They may go up a few dollars and never go up all the way. And a lot of times there's a lot of hidden fees. I know one seller over in Cherry Creek got hit with $13,500 in fees. Basically, he paid for an agent but didn't have one. To be direct with you, if you want to sell your house for 82% equity, I'll write you a check and there won't even be fees. But I think there's a better way. At Equity, we have a unique marketing plan that, write this down, gets homes sold for the most money in the least time with the least headaches. I have a unique marketing plan that gets homes sold for the most money in the least time with the least headaches. I'm really confident I can get you top dollar. Why don't we give the market a try? And you just took their business instead of them taking yours. But it all starts with getting past your fear and going out there and doing something different so that I know who you are. So when you're at the supermarket, what's your name? You get a tap on the shoulder, you're like, do I know you? I go, no, but I've seen your videos, you're in real estate. I have a question. You like when this stuff happens, even if it creeps you out. All right. So 5 things you got to master relative to your marketing. I'm going to go through this real quick. I want you to write real small. Write down number 1, FB personal, Facebook personal. Number 2, put down FB business, Facebook business. Number 3, put down video marketing. Number 4, put down Instagram. Number 5, put down sales skills, communication skills. Let me go through this top to bottom. So in your marketing, as you redesign it for 2020, at the core should be Facebook. And I know my 15-year-old nephew would disagree with me. He's at the house with 5 of his buddies. They didn't talk for an hour. Anybody been around teenagers lately? They're really weird. I said, y'all want me to leave? They said, no, you're cool. We're talking on Snap. I said, cool. Where else y'all talk at? He said, Insta. I said, what about Facebook? All the kids started laughing. They go, Facebook's not cool. I said, why? They go, it's for old people like you and Grandma. With that being said, who's going to be buying most of the properties and selling most of the properties? 19-year-olds or 39 to 79-year-olds? So my suggestion as a real estate agent, even if you're a young real estate agent and you prefer Instagram, is embrace Facebook. Facebook is a phenomenal network where you can throw a little bit of money at it and you can get really great results. In fact, jot this down next to that income goal you wrote down. Write down 7%. I'd like you to develop a 7% marketing mindset. I've been teaching this for years. Agents that go over this, they buy the moving van, they buy the bus benches. What happens is they get caught with their pants down as the market shifts. Agents that don't advertise, basically they take their ad budget, they go to the outlet mall, they buy something they don't need or don't really want. They fail out of the business because they don't get the repeat business. Todd, here's the shocking stat of the day. We talked to your buyers and we asked them, did you like your agent experience? Would you do business with him or her again? 89% of people interviewed say absolutely, they were awesome, they're my agent for life. You fast forward 5 short years to where they go to buy or sell, guess what percentage of people are using the same agent?
20.
About 11% here in Denver. And it's dropping all the time. And there's a number of reasons. But the number one reason, what is it? Agents fail to stay top of mind. And so for years, people tried to figure this out. And when I was selling real estate back in the late 80s, early 90s, I mailed postcards. Every time I took a listing, I realized my marketing plan was to mail postcards. I mailed 700, 350 to neighbors, 350 to people in my sphere. So they knew I was alive and I was successful. When I sold 8 homes my first year, it looked like I was selling 80. The next year I sold 16. The next year I sold 32. I doubled my business 3 years in a row using the stuff I'm teaching. I'd always get a couple phone calls, take me off your list. One person would call me and say, hey, I want to know what my house is worth. But what's the problem or challenge with using direct mail in 2020? People don't check their mailbox. At least 20 years ago, you had a shot. Here was my routine. You know, as a $1 million homeowner, I would come into my house, I'd grab my mail, I'd sit in my chair, I'd watch the news, I'd take a half hour to open what was sent to me. Here's my new routine. I don't sit in the chair. In fact, it's been replaced by a pool table. I don't watch the news because I got all the news in my apps. And the maid at my house knows, unless it's a check, toss it. You have 0 chance of reaching me, so save your dollars. But where do you think a 52-year-old guy spends an hour a day? Between Facebook and Instagram, seeing what my friends, family are up to and seeing how my posts are doing. And if you want to reach me, and you know some simple strategies, you can show up in my newsfeed to remind me that you're alive right between my mom's post and my best friend's post. And you can achieve top-of-mind awareness and autopilot. And I will eliminate people moving out of the area and not using you. Who are my people in the real estate business, 5 years or more? What's your name?
Diane.
Diane, here is the worst thing in the world. You're at the supermarket, you run into that old client of yours, and they're like, Diane, funny running into you. We just sold our house. And you're thinking, why didn't you use me? They said, we called your old company. They said you weren't there in the business anymore. And it happens all the time. Or maybe it happens on Facebook. Somebody announces that they're so excited about their new house, and you're like, really? After I gave you a bottle of Dom? Everybody say, I am responsible.
I am responsible.
You are responsible to stay top of mind. And I will teach you how to do this on autopilot. I can't do it all today. That's why we're having December 12th. If you can't make December 12th, come April 9th. Either way, get your tickets today because it's going to be sold out. I'll have Rod Smith. Anybody like the Broncos? Anybody used to like the Broncos? So when the Broncos were good,
Oh, yeah.
there was a guy named John Elway, and Rod Smith. And Rod's my buddy. He lives here at Cherry Hills. And I talked him into coming to the event and talking to you about how I went from the projects to the Super Bowl. He did this at my last event, got a standing ovation. People were lined up to take pictures. That's a great one for your social media, by the way. All right, so let's jump into this. 5 things you got to master. Facebook personal. Write down next to Facebook personal. This is where you have friends. Write the word friends down. I'm going to take this to the basic level. How many friends can you have? 5,000. Very good. A lot of people think it's unlimited. Write this down. Make more friends. Connect with everybody you know. You know more people than you think you do. Are you connected to your accountant as a friend on Facebook? Are you connected to your financial advisor as a friend on Facebook? Are you connected to your old clients as friends on Facebook? I had a lady stop me yesterday. She goes, you mean I want to be friends with them? I don't want them to just like my business page? I looked at her and I said, only if you want to get a referral a year from those people and then get your sign in their yard and represent them in 5 years. She goes, but I have crazy friends and relatives. I don't want them mixing with my clients. Anybody got any crazy people in their life? So we use the thing to deliver the right message to the right person and keep the crazies away. It's called the friends list feature. Write that down next to Facebook personal. It's a free feature. Think of it as a manila folder in the sky. Because if you had 5,000 pieces of paper laying around, could you get to the piece of paper you needed to quickly and easily? You would probably, as an organized person, strive for maximum efficiency. And you would take an hour or 2 hours to put those papers into manila folders. Does that make sense? So step 0 to being successful with social media is go through your friends, ask yourself how you know them. And if I was a realtor, I would probably set up these 5 lists. Take notes if you want. Client list, write that down. Client. Prospect list. SOI list, sphere of influence. Realtors local. That's another question I get asked, Todd. Should I be connected to other agents on Facebook? I go, why wouldn't you be? She goes, they may steal my ideas. I go, you're not that creative. But the reason you want to be as the market shifts or normalizes, you need to leverage other realtors to sell your property. I had a lady go to my seminar last December in Tampa. We had a little bit of lull in January, February in the market last year. She sends me a message after the seminar. She says, I was at the seminar. My listing's about to expire. What should I do? I said, did you connect up with a lot of agents since the seminar and put them in the list? She goes, I didn't do a lot of the stuff, but I did that. I go, how many agents are you connected to? She goes, about 120 local agents. I said, great, we're gonna just post on your personal profile that this listing's about to expire. Seller's very motivated, bring all offers. She goes, will the seller see it? I go, 99% chance he won't because you're only showing it to those 120 agents. She got 7 showings on a dead listing, got 3 offers, made a $12,200 commission where she would have made zip if she hadn't done that. And that's the power of one idea that can change your business and change your life. When you do a broker's open, you want 3 agents to show up or 53 agents. And connect up with the agents at Equity in Colorado Springs. And now guess what? They have a friend in the Denver office and you get the referrals. Does that make sense to you? And that's where you do realtors out of the area. That would be your 5th list. You're at a restaurant, you meet somebody from California, she says, I'm a real estate agent. You say, let's do a selfie. Let's stay in touch. If I have some referrals, I'll send them your way. What does she say? If I have referrals, I'll send them your way. They don't care about the brokers open. They see the pictures of the snow-capped mountains. They see the picture of, the moose will go in your yard. And they're reminded in a non-salesy way that they have a friend in Denver and you get referral business. So I've just taken you from doing 4 to 8 transactions with friends to family to doing 15 transactions a year with some simple social media on your personal profile. Biggest mistake I see, number 1 with real estate agents, they set up 2 personal profiles. One for their crazy friends and one for their business contacts. That's a no-no. Facebook will catch you and take most accounts away. And all it takes is a jealous agent to report you. And then you're gonna send me a message, I'm gonna say, talk to Zuckerberg, don't talk to me, I warned you. Second biggest mistake I see, realtors talk too much about real estate on their personal profile. We connected at the brewery, we connected at the restaurant, we connected at the PTA meeting, we connected at the HOA meeting, because I thought you were a cool person, not because I want to be bombarded with real estate stuff all day. And all it takes me is 1 click to say, Facebook, don't show this anymore, or me to defriend you. So you use your business page for that. So here, write this down next to Facebook personal, 80-20. 80-20. 4 out of 5 posts over maybe a 3-day period on your personal profile, not about business. So it's a picture of you and your dogs. It's a picture of your lasagna. It's a picture of the sunset. It's a positive meme. And then the 5th message, remind people you're alive and in real estate. Write this down, tell your story. And people kind of blank out when I say tell your story. Here's your story. What's your name again?
Diane.
Diane is out. She's looking at a new construction over in Littleton. Beautiful view of the mountains. She puts a wine glass on the countertop. She takes a picture. She says, even after 15 years in the business, I still love my career because I get to preview some great properties. Didn't even realize this kind of thing exists. Great view, well priced, great location. If you celebrated on this house, would you celebrate with red wine or white wine? And you know what happens, Diane? 50 of your friends jump in for whatever reason and say, I want red, I want white, how much is it? I drink water, I'm in AA. Where is it? And whether they're asking about the property or they're just popping their head up, this is an excuse for you to have a conversation. Let me show you real time. So I'll go over here to my personal profile. Add it up. Let me get back over here. So I'll go to my personal profile and we'll just show you a picture. I'm going to show you a picture of my dogs. I'm traveling with my dogs. People say, why do you travel with your dogs? Like, I love my dogs. Anybody love their dogs? Yeah. All right, so let me see if I can find this one here for you. I had up. So I was in town during that first early snowstorm, and you can tell I'm from out of town because I put sweaters on my dogs. I said, doesn't everybody do that? They go, no, only people like you. So anyways, they had cute little vests. This is Gunner, Mr. Handsome, 8-year-old lab. I don't know if you can see Willow there. She hates the cold. 16-year-old Chewini. Guess who runs the house? Willow. She coughs, she hacks, but I love her. Anyways, I put this on Facebook with intention. On my personal profile, I had 117 people like it, 33 people comment. The reason I got engagement, it's a thumb-stopping, cool image. I'm involved. I don't look my best, but I've been there. I kept the text short. I asked a question, how's the weather where you are? 150 people reacted. Why is that important? Well, our strategy for years has been just mail to people and stay top of mind. You have a 1% open rate with mail. So to get 150 people to open the mail, you would have to mail 15,000 pieces of mail. That would cost you $7,500. Nobody's going to do that. What did this cost me? Absolutely nothing. Taking the time on the front end to connect with people, taking the time on the back end to say, here's something I want to put out there. You say, well, how do you make money off of it? Here's how you make money. Again, all I do with mail, I don't know who opened the mail. A lot more than 150 people saw this, but 150 people took the time to react. When you mail, you don't know who opens the mail. All I have to do is go down here to 5 people, and there's Tammy. She just mentioned to me at the 4th of July barbecue that she might want to move next spring. Would this be a great opportunity to reach out to her? Shake her head vertically, even if you're not sure. And what am I going to do? Send her a message that says, do you want to sell? I'm going to say, do you have any animals? She's going to answer that within a minute. She's going to ignore the other marketing message. Be relational. But if I can get her to pop her head up, then I say, hey, I'm going to give you a call. I want to ask you something. Now I call her up. I say, Tammy, I've been thinking about you a lot. I drive by your neighborhood twice a week. I don't know if you heard, prices are all-time high. Interest rates are all-time low. It's a perfect storm. I put together a CMA that details what's on the market, what's under contract, what's sold. My numbers are a lot more accurate than what people are finding on Zillow and those sites. Would you be offended if I shot it over to you? She says, no, I'd love to get it. I have questions of my own about a house down the road. I've heard 3 different numbers. I say I have 2 packages I'm emailing out. One's for people moving, one's for people not moving, but just want to know what's going on in the market. Which one should I get out to you? Isn't that strong? It's a lot better than, do you know anybody that wants to buy or sell real estate? She says, send me the one for somebody thinking of moving. I have a hot prospect. I say, you know what, I'll print it up. I'm out your way 3 times a week. I have a great bottle of wine that Art from Amir, from the warranty company gave me. Is it better to stop by on Wednesday or Thursday? And you have a listing appointment. She doesn't know you have a listing appointment, but you have a listing appointment, right? And if you did this 5 times a day, 4 days a week, you do a deal a week. Greatness is within you. Do you think most realtors overachieve or underachieve their potential? Dramatically. Write this down anywhere on your sheet. This is my favorite quote of all time. It's from a mentor of mine. His name was Zig Ziglar. Have you ever heard of Zig Ziglar? Write this down. If you're hard on yourself, life will be easy. But if you're easy on yourself, life will be hard. If you're hard on yourself, life will be easy. But if you're easy on yourself, life will be hard. Have the discipline to do the things I'm talking about, whether it's handwritten thank you notes or 5 contacts a day. Give yourself a score of 2 to 9. 2 is the lowest. 9 is your perfect. You can teach the class. 5 means you know enough to be dangerous. You're doing okay, but you know you need more connections, a strategy on your personal profile. No one need to know what to do. I leave the 1s for the agents that should have been here that didn't show up. I cannot help a 1. A 2, even if you don't know anything, I can make you a 6 or a 7 in 1 day. You'll never be as good as a 15-year-old, but you'll impress a 15-year-old. Number 2, let's talk briefly about your Facebook business page. Jot down, the first goal with your business page, jot down, make it look great. Not good, but great. Second thing you want to do with your business page, jot down, get people to like your page. Third thing I want you to focus on, get reviews on your Facebook business page. So when people find you, it says 5.0 instead of 3.0. And if you're an agent that only has 3 or 4 reviews, guess what's going to happen? Mark my words, some crazy tenant is going to write you a bad review. And since you only have 3 positive ones, Facebook says you just dropped from 5.0 to 3.0. Anybody going to eat at a restaurant that's 3.0? I don't think so. Who has a Facebook business page? Can I see a raise of hands? Who does not have a Facebook business page? Can I see a raise of hands? I do not want you 3 to go set one up. My seminar is a month away. All I want you to do between now and then, connect up with more people. I will teach you a 3-click method within 5 minutes that will make a business page up where all your friends like your business page. Those of you that have had business pages and tried for years to get people to like it, you may want to throw yours in the trash and start from scratch with me. Because if you go out there with a business page with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 likes, could that be a competitive advantage for you? Could that get you a 6% listing when the other person is offering to do it for 5%? Shake your head vertical. I can guarantee it. So this gal, she went to my seminar in Florida, very high-end part of Florida, Winter Park, Florida, about 4 years ago. And I like highlighting her, because she actually did what I taught her to do. She had about 400 or 500 likes when she went to the seminar. She used that little technique that I'll teach you at the seminar. She, a week later, had 4,200 likes, real people that she knew liking her page. Now it is super simple for her to stay top of mind. All she has to do is pay Facebook a few pennies and say deliver the message to them, whether it's about her holiday party or her new listing. What's the first thing you notice about her business page that your business page might not have? Video. I'll show you a source at the seminar where you can get this done for under 40 bucks. That alone is worth the price of admission. Here, let's look at her community tab. She has 5,245 people liking her page. Who has a business page with more than 5,000 likes? Never purchase likes. These are organic, using the strategies I teach. Who has a page with over 1,000 likes? Cool. How long have you been working at that one?
3 years.
3 years. So he's sitting there going, Steve, I wish I had your hack 3 years ago. I'd be sitting at 10,000 likes because you've been proactive about it. And I'm going to tell you, if you're the agent that has 125 likes, you're going to lose. Because my agents are trained to do this. Well, that gal, she's a nice gal, but I don't know if you look, she only has 125 likes. I have 5,200 likes. Client looks at her and says, what's the big deal, Miss Social Media? She said, the big deal is this, your house can sell for $475 or $495 depending on how many eyeballs we get. When we tell clients that, guess what they say? That makes sense. Say, so why don't you let me have first shot at the listing, and if it doesn't work out, you can always go to your friend. They say, okay, well, she'll do it for 5%. You say, yeah, but look at what you get with that. You get me and you get 5,200 followers that are also going to be telling their friends about it. I usually charge $7, but we'll do it for $6. Everybody say, cha-ching. She went on 52 listing appointments last year, got all 52 at 6 and 7% in a market where people are offering to do it for 4%. So this is a competitive advantage. It's more than that, though. It's an opportunity for her to stay top of mind with these people in a very simple manner where they live. If you don't believe me, please believe me. So your business page. Should you post pictures of your dog? Pictures of your meal? Once in a while. But it's the flip of the personal. Personal profile, all that personal stuff, a little business. Your business page, write this down. Property promotion and community. Now I actually teach 14 different categories, but I want to keep it simple today. Property promotion. If you take a new listing, where should you put it? On your business page. Preferably as a photo album. You send people the link, they click on it, now you can run retargeted ads to them. You don't know what that means? You've been a victim of it. You looked at a new pair of shoes online, you didn't buy it, they started to follow you around the internet. If I could get you to look at the, send you a text, say, hey, there's a new listing, Here are the pictures, not ask for a pound of flesh. If you click on that link, I can start running other ads to you because I know you're interested. Amazon does this, you should do it. If you're doing an open house, anybody do open houses? An good open house strategy can put 4 to 10 deals a year in your pocket. But if only 3 people show up and you break a nail, it's a waste of time and it's frustrating. If 30 people show up and you break a nail, it's a tax deduction. Okay? So my strategy of putting your open house as an event on your business page, and then write this down, $20 to reach 1,400 targeted local people. Write that down, $20 of advertising on Facebook will get you in front of about 1,400 people. And then, you know what, they're gonna walk in and say, I saw it on Facebook. And even if they don't show up, you can still remarket to them because they're gonna mark themselves as interested in going to the open house. And then what do you do with all those buyers? You find another agent that's not good at this and you split deals and you go skiing. Okay. And community information. What do I mean by community information? Do the people in DTC care about what's going on in Colorado Springs? Or care about what's going on in Thornton? Probably not. They might care about the Broncos schedule. They might care about the Nuggets schedule. They might care about what the Rockies are doing. Here's what my students were doing last week during Halloween. It was really cold up here. So they were on Facebook and they were saying, hey, it's too cold to take the kids out. Here are the 3 best things that are local to our subdivision that the kids could do inside. And what were those posts doing? They were getting shared by the local people and whose name was attached to it? The realtor. Here'd be another idea. Drop down next to number 3, video marketing. I want you to write down live video, L-I-V-E. Anybody ever done a live video? 2 of you. I'm proud you've done it. Rock and roll, girl. So you can do a live video from your personal profile for business purposes. We're going to do it from our business page. And then after it's done, you're going to advertise it for $20 to get the wheels rolling. And guess what? 2,000 or 3,000 people are going to see your 10-minute video. In fact, write down next to live video 2 things. Write down F-E-A-R, fear. You got to get past your fear of doing it. My coach is like, you got to do more live video. I'm like, I don't like live video. He goes, why? I go, well, my head's too big and I don't like my voice on camera. My coach is very direct. He goes, Steve, that's how you look. And that's how you sound. With that being said,
They love you still.
they love me. I go from putting up videos that I paid guys $500 to edit that look so slick, where nobody engaged and nobody liked, to doing a live video and I got 200 people asking questions. I got 8,000 people watching it because I'm doing it right. So a couple parameters, write this down. I'll give you a lot more at the seminar, but write these down today. If you do a live video, how long should it be? Facebook would tell you 10 minutes. I want you to write down 3 minutes to 30 minutes. And I know you're thinking, I would never watch a video for 3 minutes unless you were interested in the topic. And that's why I have these events, to make the light bulbs go off. I got hit by a hailstorm, Todd, with my rent-a-car. $6,000 in damage. I asked somebody how often those happen. They say all the time. We get roof damage as well. So you know what my idea was? Get with a roofer, do a Facebook Live the next time there's a hailstorm, and say, if you were affected by the hailstorm, you may have damage you don't know about. Watch this video and find out how to get your claim covered, or a new roof. People that have leaky roofs, guess what they do? They watch that for 15 minutes. Who would rather sell $1 million properties than $100,000 mobile homes? Raise your hands. They pay 10 times as much. So down in Florida, we go fishing. And we fish for different stuff. From the shore, we use one bait. From the yacht, we use different bait. So you got to put the right bait in the water. So here's Lisa. She's done all these Facebook Lives. She does a Title Thursday. She interviews local business owners, whether they own wine shops or pizza shops. She documents the build-out of new home construction and remodels. She does sessions for people that are seniors or military. And here's the one I wanted to show you. If you want to catch big fish, you got to put the right bait in the water.
Happy Monday, everybody. This is Lisa Hill, and today is Mortgage Mondays, and I'm here with Patrick Lewis. How are you today, Patrick?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about creative ways to finance jumbo properties. And by jumbo...
All right, so you get with Amir. Would you be willing to do a Facebook Live with these folks?
Of course.
Here's two topics, jumbo loans and for military people, how you can get into a house for less than 5% down. And you're going to broadcast to his audience, he's going to broadcast to yours. At my seminar, I'll show you the special software you use, so he could be at your house, you could be at your, he could be at his house, you could be at your house. And look at what happened here. She got 2,100 people watching it, she had 210 people engaged with it. She made $37,400 right off the bat with this. She had somebody message in, I have $800,000 in equity, I want to buy a place for $1.4 million, what are my options? He answered the question, she got the listing and the sale. She put $2.2 million on the board, made $37,000. Who would get past their fear and procrastination and actually do this? And if you're bilingual, you speak Mandarin, you speak Spanish, you could actually deliver this just to the people in the area that speak your language. The stuff that you could do that you don't know about is costing you millions of dollars. I'm getting assigned to wrap this up. But give yourself a score of 2 to 9. How you doing with your Facebook business page? How are you doing with live video? Here's another kind of video you want. Write this down next to video. Video testimonials. Who has video testimonials from happy, satisfied customers? How'd you get it?
I hired a video gal to come to my walkthrough on the day of closing and get it.
Cool. You don't even have to do that. Just give people a heads up and blame it on me. I'm working with this guy, Steve Black. He challenged me to get a couple videos. I don't need you to do it now, but can you do it next week at the close? Oh, I don't look good in video. I'm not going to do anything with it till you see it. What do you want me to say? You get a buyer to say, I was driving neighborhoods using apps, nobody would call me back. What's your name?
Sharon.
I got with Sharon, 4 days, she found me my dream property, saved me time. I only want to see a single story, she only showed me a single story, negotiated a hell of a deal. What do you get a seller to say? What's your name? Denise.
Sold it quick, sold it.
Even better. I didn't want to pay 7%, but I'm glad I did because Denise brought more people in 1 week than I was able to get on my own in 6 months. Skip the list by sell your services, deal with a pro. She pays for her services 10 times over. Everybody say, cha-ching. Cha-ching. And these should be under 30 seconds. Now I'm going to wrap this up. But,
Hi, this is Lisa Hill, and I'm with Keller Williams Winter Park. This is my 4th Business Success Summit with Steve Black, and every time I come, I learn something new. And I have gone from 500 likes on my business page to 4,300.
now we're 53.
It's amazing. Everything that he has taught me has just increased my business. My production has tripled. I just can't thank him enough. It's a total awesome.
So your challenge, write it down. Get 2 before December 12th. And at the seminar, I'll show you what to do with them, where to put them on your Facebook business page, YouTube, that kind of thing. So give yourself a score of 2 to 9. How you doing with video marketing? The 4th area, give yourself a 2 to 9 score on Instagram. Who has an Instagram account? Who does not have an Instagram account? Okay, don't set one up. At my seminar, I'll show you the right way to set it up. You're going to set it up as a business account. I'm going to show you how to make it look really great. And if you don't have an Instagram account, here's what's going to happen. You've known a lady for 20 years. You're counting on her listing. And that little 8-year-old that used to play in the yard, she's 28 now. And she says, Mom, I know he's a friend of yours, but I can't find him on Instagram. I keep seeing this other agent in your neighborhood really knows her stuff. You should interview her as well. And guess what? You just lost your business to an agent that had an Instagram profile. So at a minimum, we set up one account. On Facebook, we have a personal and business. You set it up as a business account, so you get a hyperlink. This could be to your listing of the week, your Facebook page, your YouTube channel. You learn the hacks and strategies that my team will teach you about how to make your profile look great. Like, see this collage? You get a picture of the snow-capped mountains so people know you're selling in Denver. Make a collage. See this little checkerboard? We use special apps for this. Picture of my car, picture me on the boat, picture me on the golf course, mixed in with business. That's your strategy. And then you learn to use the story feature. The Instagram stories only last 24 hours, but we'll teach you how to make them last forever. So you create a portfolio of work, and you can also use the survey feature. My final story here. I had a lady, 82 years old, last year go to the seminar, December, Betty, Sarasota. She calls me up on New Year's, goes, Steve, this is Betty, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. I said, Betty, nobody calls anybody anymore, I really appreciate it. She goes, I'm old school. I said, I know. She goes, Steve, I really enjoyed your seminar. I've been to hundreds. Yours was the best I've ever been to. It was worth 100 times what I paid. I said, thank you. She goes, I want to let you know I've taken action. My nephew came over for the holidays and set up my Instagram. I now have 300 followers. I'm like, go girl. She says, what do I do now? I said, remember at the seminar you make a post? She goes, what should I post about? I go, it's New Year's, Betty. You're calling me one-to-one. Go 1 to 300 announcing Happy New Year's. Put a little hat on, make it cute. Instagram's a fun network. And then share it to your story like I showed you at the seminar and make a survey out of it. She goes, what should my survey be? I go, try this one. Who's planning to move in 2019, yes or no? You ever seen those surveys come through? She had 17 people say yes. She calls me up 3 days later, she goes, now what do I do? What do you think I told her? Send them a direct message, text them, call them, meet them at Bob Evans for coffee. I don't care, but those 17 people want to move. I checked in with her the other day, Todd. Year isn't even over. She did 9 sides as a result of that post. I said, how much are you going to make? She goes, at least $80,000 from that one strategy. And she can use it over and over again. So if you decide to do nothing, there is a cost to nothing. And it's in the millions of dollars over the next of your career. So number 4, give yourself a score 2 to 9 on your Instagram. And number 5, just give yourself a score of 2 to 9 on your sales skills. If you're still asking people what they think, there is a better way. Because if you ask people when you show a house, what do you think? They will tell you, I want to think about it. You say, what did you like most? Other than that, what else did you like? And then write these words down. The next step is. The next step is. If you like it, the next step is, let's put something on paper. Be an asker. The world belongs to the askers. Now look at your scores. What if you leave your scores where they're at? Are you going to make more or less money? Less, because the competition is trying to get better. If you made a commitment right now to move each of these 2 or 3 points to the right, would you make more or less money? At least $50,000 a year more. How do I quantify that? A house every other month. You will stop people from moving out without using you. But none of it matters unless you have the right attitude. So go to the second page where it says 59 minutes to terrific. If you don't have one of these, raise your hand. We'll bring one by. Zig Ziglar called this the hour of power. I'm going to save you 1 minute. Write down next to 59 minutes to terrific. I want you to do this tomorrow morning for 21 days in a row, whether you feel like it or not. And when you hit that goal, go buy yourself a nice Italian dinner, get a good bottle of wine, have something to look forward to. First thing you do tomorrow morning, number 1, write down positive affirmation. When you woke up this morning, did you say, good morning, God, or good God, it's morning? Diane, it is a choice.
I do it.
Oh, I bet. I like your energy. But there's other people that maybe woke up this morning and said, oh, honey, I slept like crap. I'm so tired. I don't want to go to the meeting. Going to a meeting is a gift. Serving is a gift. I lost the love of my life at 47 to brain cancer. And I share that with you because out of every tragedy comes something good. And you know, I wake up, even if I've flown in and I have an hour and a half sleep, with an attitude that I'm happy to be alive, I'm grateful for what I have. I look at my little dog that's choking, keeping me awake at night, and I say, you know, I'm grateful you have one more day. Everybody stand up if you would. So tomorrow morning, I challenge you to open the blinds and start your day a different way. Everybody say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me.
It's meant to be, it's up to me.
With enthusiasm, say, today will be terrific.
Today will be terrific.
I was listening to some Joel Osteen on my way from the airport, motivational preacher. He said the person you have the most conversations with in your life is yourself. He said the most powerful words you can use and you can teach your family are the words, I am. Everybody say, I am successful.
I am successful.
Say, I am a sales machine.
I am a sales machine.
Say, I'm a social media whiz. I'm a video queen. All right, have a seat. And we all know the agents that walk around just saying, I'm not good at that. I'm just not technical. So wrapping it up, number 2, drink 2 big glasses of water tomorrow morning. I lost over 50 pounds. It was not the keto diet. It was drinking more water. I used to think I was hungry. I was dehydrated. Number 3, write down exercise for 15 to 30 minutes. And I'm not talking schlep to Gold's Gym. I'm saying do a slow walk in the neighborhood. You might even meet some neighbors. If you live in a rough neighborhood, walk fast, but get out there. Number 4, put down feed your mind. Get back to your house or condo, read a chapter in a book, one of those books that you bought but never read. Or watch a positive video. Most people read the newspaper. What's in the newspaper? Bad stuff. And number 5, most important thing today, write down gratitude journal. What will get you through the ups and downs of this business, life's ups and downs like cancer and tragedies that happen to all of us, is by writing down every day 3 things you're grateful for. I wrote down today, I'm grateful Willa's with us one more day. I'm grateful I got to talk to my mom one more time. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve you. And I do this every day, and I've done it every day for 13 years. That's all that's kept me going, and I challenge you to do this. It will change your family's destiny for generations. Buy your kids, buy your grandkids, your nephews and nieces journals for the holidays. I don't sell them, but get them. The 1%, jot down the word grow, G-R-O-W. Those chairs in kindergarten are small for a reason. They're not supposed to fit you your whole life. But we all know the agents that walk out early and are like, well, I heard it all before. Knowing it is not mastery. Until you do this stuff, you aren't doing it. 444, here's your homework. 4 books. I'd like everybody to read at least 4 books in 2020. I just did my big seminar in Nashville. Lady said, I read 50 Shades of Grey, all 3. Does that count? I looked at her and says, kind of depends on your marketing strategy. How are you getting those listings? All right, second 4, audio programs. Take your car, turn your drive time into education time. Who's already doing this? I'm going to give you podcasts to listen to, audiobooks to download. And the last one is number 4, live seminars. The last 4 is live seminars. The reason live events, even with all this, we're in the information age, are so powerful is emotions attached to it. I remember 1989 going to see Tom Hopkins. I remember 1994 seeing Tony Robbins for the first time. And it stayed with me a lifetime. All of you know where you were on September 11th when the bombs went off, because emotion is attached to that day. You don't know where you were November 17th of that year. Today you're going to remember this. Maybe all you remember is drink more water, but you'll remember it. But get to at least 4 events. Wrapping it up, at the bottom it says 3%. Jot down self-development budget. Look at education as an investment, not as an expense. Every time you get a $10,000 check, you take $700. That goes towards Facebook ads. You take $300. It goes towards your education. And I promise you, you'll double or triple your numbers. And the government lets you use both of those as tax deductions. Who'd like to pay less taxes? Can I see a raise of hands? Max that stuff out. Upper right-hand corner, here's where the rubber meets the road. Write down 3 things you need to be better at. Write them down. You need more contacts on social media. You need to establish a presence on Instagram. You need a video marketing strategy. So as Amazon tries to bribe people to use their realtors, you beat them to the punch by having your own content out there. What are 3 things you need to be better at? Write them down. And then write down where it says cost of not improving. Because if you're the agent that just sits here and says that was good and you don't do anything, write down $250,000 plus. It's going to cost you at least $250,000, probably closer to $500,000 or $1 million over the next 5 years. Because people will move and not use you. And the great thing is, my seminar will solve a lot of this, and it doesn't cost $250,000. When I invite people that really need it, most people do it. The people that need it don't. They say, I'm too busy or I don't have the money. The time, write down one day, it's December 12th. If you'd rather go to Colorado Springs, we have a lot of equity agents going to that one, December 10th. Otherwise, April 9th. You pick one date. If you need to change it, you just send us a text. You never lose your money with us. And the money on it, jot down $697. That is a steal. That is a bargain. Call Tom Ferry, he'll start you at $7,200. Call Craig Proctor, he'll start you at $10,000 and expect you to fly to California 8 times. You wake up in your bed, you go to bed in your bed. And it's a 3-day event, not a 1-day. You're only with me 1 day, I give you 2 days of videos to watch over the next 6 months. Everybody grab your flyer. And what I'm going to do for the first 25 people that take action, I'm going to give you a special rate. Everybody, grab your flyer. You get all day at the seminar, date of your choice, pick one, you can always change it. Seminar starts at 8:45, goes to 5:15. You want to be there early. Why do you want to be there early? Network and meet people. I got agents coming from 5 different states. I've got attorneys, accountants, different people that can refer you business. Get to know them. Don't sit next to the people you carpool with. Turn over you'll get a 52-page workbook when you walk in the door, and then today you get 9 learning programs. It says $185 extra. What I'm doing for the first 25 action takers, you get all day at the seminar, you get all 9 programs for less than what people pay to just get in the door. You can get the Prioritize Your Life workbook. Right down next to that one, print multiple copies. I had a single mom give this to her 17-year-old. He said, I didn't want to do it. She made him do it. He gave her a hug and said, I love you, Mom. You can get my secret strategies where you can outsource and get stuff done for as little as $5 in the time management ebook. I'm going to show you how to set up your LinkedIn profile so you get found in search engines. Don't even touch that till after the seminar. Don't touch the Instagram stuff, but you got to know about hashtags, and this helps you define it. And push buttons. So after you learn the strategies, come back and use your guides. You can get the close of the sale audio, the guide on how to do Facebook. I'd listen to the close of the sale audio, write down 5X at least 5 times. So closing it up, did y'all enjoy my session? Yeah. Give me applause. Who feels a day at this follow-up event with my staff and I would help you rather than hurt you? Could I see a raise of hands? Everybody get your hand up. You're not going to write me a letter and say I ruined your career. Trust me. If I had a drawing right now for a free VIP pass, let one of you come tuition free, get the $697 package for free, who would promise me that they make it to one of the live events? Could I see a raise of hands? Even if you had to drive to Colorado Springs, you go, right? Cross off the word time as an excuse. If you raised your hand, cross off time. I didn't collect people's business cards, so I can't do a drawing. Even if I did, they probably wouldn't show up. So what I'm going to do for the first 25 people, cross off $697, put down $399. You cannot get this rate by calling the office tomorrow. You cannot get it by going to a website. You will never see this price out there. This is for the first 25 non-procrastinators. If you're struggling financially, I'll finance it for you. We do $100 a month for 4 months. Or you can do half now and half in 30 days. Or if you're waiting for a close, you say, Steve, I want to pay for it all, but I don't want you to charge me until December 1st. I can do all that. Who's thinking about making an investment in themselves and going to the program? Can I see a raise of hands? Get your hands up high. Who's thinking about it? You have 3 days to cancel. No pressure. Just get registered. You'll get your ticket. You'll get the downloads. And even if you cancel, you get to keep the downloads. So I'm wrapped up. I'm going to be over here. Put your name, email, cell phone on that. Where it says total, put $399. Check paid in full. If you want the tax deduction this year. If you want the installments, check installments. Those are monthly. Bring those up to me. I'm going to hand out tickets for December 12th by default. If you'd rather go April 9th, just put down April 9th and I'll get you that. Either way, you get your downloads today. And you have 3 days to cancel. If you need to talk to your spouse, check your vacation calendar, all that. Enjoy being with you. See you at the top. Clap. Bring those up today. I'll get you registered.
Well done, Steve. That was, give him one more hand. That was great. I didn't know what he was going to speak about. I thought that was awesome. I mean, stuff that I'm not doing, I know you guys weren't raising your hands. I know you're not doing. The old saying, if you keep doing the same thing that you've always done, you're going to get the same results. Well, I said everyone wanted to do more. Everybody wants to do better. So even if the results are good, you want to do more. If you don't do this, what are you going to do? I'm not saying this is it. This is the end all be all. If this isn't it, we talk about this in the Buffini. If you don't do the Buffini stuff, what are you going to do? I think everybody should do this. I totally impressed. This is good stuff. So fill out your forms. Go talk to Steve. Take a picture with Steve. Just post it on Facebook, tell us what to do with this stuff.
And go to the seminar and take a picture with Rod Smith.
Rod Smith. So anyway, thanks for being here. Great class, or great meeting. Beautiful day. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you guys soon, and more information coming out about the new mortgage company. I'll let you know what's happening with that. Thanks so much.
Bring them up to me. First 25 get the discount. Thank you. You did not show her job.
And you know, if you got a Power Pro award, we're gonna hand them out up here. We'll take pictures. We'll take pictures for you.
So Don, this is your ticket. This is a link to your downloads. Take pictures in case you lose it. Okay. I got all.